Welcome, Thriving Talks and Anthony. Today we're going to have an insightful conversation. For those that are new to the channel, we make mental health conversations and the content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development in addition to your well-being, right? But in today's conversation, we're going to be talking about the importance of alone time, why spending time with yourself is vital for mental health, right? So this video is going to be basically highlighting the significance of alone time and promoting mental health, fostering creativity, reconnecting with one's true self. It's important for us to explore solitude and how that can, recharge our emotional energy and enhance our overall well-being. However, in our first segment, we're going to be talking about the power of solitude. I really want people to really dive into what solitude is, like I said, that alone time, and why spending time alone isn't just about being physically separated from others. It's about finding mental and emotional space to recharge, right? We all need that space. We all need that recharge to be able to go out there and be extravagant, provide phenomenal service for others, and even ourselves in our own lives. However, like I said, solitude matters for our mental health. So some key points I want to dive into is going to be number one, the definition of alone time, right? So solitude is intentional time spent by yourself to reflect, recharge, and reconnect with your inner self, right? No one knows you like anybody else is going to know you. However, by spending this alone time is going to be able to help you reflect, see what's really going on, these emotions, these feelings, and even really tap into your mental health so you're able to have more insight overall. Next is going to be the benefit of alone time. So alone time is an essential for, mental clarity, emotional balance, and self-reflection. It allows us to disconnect from the noise of daily life and connect with ourselves. Like I said, a lot of things are going to be going on in our lives. Life's not going to be Candyland. However, we need to be able to have this alone time to really figure out things, reassess things, and reflect. So we're able to, like I said, get back into that alignment to be able to get where we need to be. However, when it comes to research, according to a 2022 study published by the Journal of Mental Health, individuals who spent regular time in solitude experience better emotional regulation and reduced levels of stress. So if we want to be able to have and be like a neutral state of mind, being able to regulate ourselves and have our emotions at a stability, we need to be able to spend regular time alone to be able to have a good mental health overall. Moving forth to the next segment, we're going to be talking about why alone time is essential for mental health. Why do we need this? Why do we need to do this? And we're going to dive right into that, right? So spending time alone is more than just about taking a break from others. It's a way to nurture your mental well-being. So we're going to dive right into that by our key points. So key point number one is going to be mental clarity. Solitude gives us the space to clear your mind, allowing you to process those thoughts, emotions, and challenges without external distractions. Like I said, other people got their other things going on. One word that I want to take in consideration to our discussion is projecting. Other people may be projecting their problems onto you, but when we spend time alone, we're able to really evaluate what we're feeling, what these emotions are, these thoughts, and different challenges that we're experiencing externally. However, internally, we're able to do that when we're spending time alone. Moving forth is going to be emotional healing, right? So alone time helps to reflect on our personal emotions and healing from stressful experiences, leading to greater emotional resilience. So when we spend time to do the emotional healing, it helps us to get more insight from the stressful events and things that we experience. And this is able to give us the cognitive ability to understand and leads us to, like I said, that greater emotional resilience. We're stronger than we thought by, like I said, spend that time to reassess in solitude. When it comes to research in regards to the psychological science, found that individuals who take time for solitude report better emotional balance and are better able to cope in life's challenges. So if you're able to be consistent with your self-care regimen, spend some time alone with yourself and have this consistency, you're gonna be better off knowing how to deal with challenges as you're navigating through your life. So I want us to take that into consideration. The next segment, we're going to talk about solitude and creativity. Solitude doesn't always have to be like you just staring at a wall and just really just trying to get into that mode, but really try to make this a therapeutic thing. Make this thing creative in your own way, right? So alone time can be a powerful catalyst for creativity. Without external distractions, your mind has the freedom to wander, explore new ideas, and generate fresh insights, right? So be creative with it. Everybody's going to be different and unique in their own ways. But like I said, when it comes to solitude, we need this alone time to really cultivate our mind and our mental health, so we're able to really be phenomenal, be good, and do what we have to do. So a key point I want to talk about is stimulating creativity when alone, a chance to think outside the box and tap into our creative potential. So meditate, think about what's going on and really just try to dive into that moment, be present. Don't worry about the external things, what other people got going on and distractions and all this type of stuff like that. Really try to get yourself into this groove, into this mode where you're able to just be at peace. Next key point is going to be introspection and innovation, right? So solitude encourages deep thinking, self-exploration, and problem solving, often leading to innovative ideas, right? So we're seeking solutions. We're changing our sense of our well-being, our thinking, right? By spending time to think about our thoughts, right? In that self-exploration. When it comes to, according to a 2023 study, when it comes to the Creative Development Institute, individuals who regularly engage in solitude experience 30% increase in their creative output, right? So by us just focusing on ourselves, our own interests, and being at this cool, calm, peaceful state of mind, this is going to be able to help increase our creative output. So we're able to just do extravagant things and really show that we're extravagant by, those outputs when we're, having solitude. Next segment we're going to dive right into is how alone time reconnects with yourself, right? So how does this help us get into our inner, our inner peace, our inner self, and those inner thoughts, right? So in a busy world, it's easy to lose touch with our own needs, our own desires. Alone time helps you reconnect with your true self and build a stronger sense of identity, right? This is major, like I said, even for me. A crucial moment in life was the pandemic, as many people know, when it comes to that 2020 year, 2021. But journaling is something that I really take into consideration. This is a part of my personal development. I'm able to see my progress. I'm able to really vent, put all my thoughts, disturbances, things that I experience, whatever that may be, even good gratitude moments and stuff like that I'm really grateful for, into that. But however, alone time is really important, and I really want us to take that into consideration. But just pulling it back to the focal point, in regards to, in a busy world, a lot of things is happening. Like I mentioned earlier, life is not Canaan, so things are not going to always be sweet. You're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs, but this is something that's going to help you have a sense of resilience, so you're able to really, like I said, get where you need to be, and maintain your mental health capacity. Right? So pulling it back to some key points, I want to talk about self-discovery. So alone time provides an opportunity for personal reflection, helping you gain better insights of your own values, passions, and goals. Keyword, your values, your passions, and your goals, not someone else's, but yours, right? So you need to have that self-discovery. Next key point is going to be building self-awareness. So being alone allows you to check in with yourself emotionally and mentally, helping you understand your needs and your desires. Like I said, when you're having these moments, solitude, whether you're at a beach and you're in the sand and you're just doing your own thing by yourself, or you're in your car, or you're at the home and you're just meditation, or you're sitting in the kitchen, you're just, journal, you're doing these things. These are the moments that are helping you out, helping that mental and helping, growth. And you're going to see that over time within consistency. But like I said, I want you to have that self-discovery, and I really want you also to take in consideration when it comes to building self-awareness, right? So building self-awareness, being alone allows you to check in with yourself emotionally and mentally, as I just mentioned, and helping you understand your own needs and your desires. You're not going to know what you need, or you're not going to know what you want, if you don't spend time to even think about it. So let's take that into consideration. However, when it comes to research insights from a 2022 report of the American Psychological Association, found that individuals who spend regular time in solitude experience higher levels of self-awareness and emotional intelligence, right? So knowing how to read people, knowing how to walk into different environments and assess things much better, having awareness, so you know how you feel, if you're ready to be in these rooms or ready to be around people, like you're more intuitive with things, right? And I want you to be able to have that, because these things are necessary. And as human beings, we need to have social interactions to be able to have healthy, well-being and stuff like that. But in order for us to even be on that next level, that next stage, we got to really know where we're at, right? And solitude is going to be able to have us get some more insight on our personal needs, right? But moving into our next segment, I want to talk about overcoming the fear of being alone. For some people, scarcity is here, and it could definitely be tough for some people. However, anything is possible when we really put our mind to it, and we have to, sprinkle some of that positivity on top of that as well, right? But some people fear being alone, thinking it is a sign of, loneliness or weakness, but being comfortable with solitude is a skill that can improve your mental health. So we're gonna break it down when it comes to these myths and, about being alone and stuff like that, right? So a key point I want to start off with is loneliness versus solitude, right? So while loneliness is about an emotional experience of feeling disconnected, solitude is a consciousness choice that provides personal growth and peace, right? So loneliness is a choice. You're trying to, you're experiencing, not a choice, but you're experiencing an emotion, right? And that's just what it is at that moment in time. However, solitude is something that you're pursuing as a conscious choice for personal growth, leading you to that inner peace and more understanding, impacting your mental health in a positive way, right? Next key point is going to be embracing solitude, right? You don't need to be with others to feel fulfilled. Like I said, that external validation, you don't need that. It lies within. Peace lies within. Happiness lies within, right? So learning to embrace time alone can lead you to more balanced and self-sufficient lifestyle, right? I want to say this again. Peace lies within. Happiness lies within, right? All of it lies within, right? You don't need it from other people. Right inside you, and by you spending your time to have within solitude to reassess, everything with gratitude and all these type of things that have got going on is going to help you be in a better position when you're embracing solitude. When it comes to some research insights, we always got to add that research, of course, right? From the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships revealed that individuals who embrace solitude without fear of loneliness have lower levels of anxiety and greater self-esteem. So you're feeling stronger, you're feeling adequate, You're not anxious, you're really confident, you know who you are, you're assertive, And you reassure of yourself by doing this proactive work, right? Of that personal development of, having that alone time. It's nothing to, amend with other people, have those different events and stuff like that, and you're meeting other people, you're socializing, stuff like that, but we definitely need to have time where we're alone when we're doing our personal work, so we're able to really be in alignment to where we need to be. We don't know what this person's doing or the other person's doing or your family's doing, different members and stuff like that on that type of aspect, but we got to make sure that we're in good standing by taking care of ourselves, and solitude is the discussion of the day. Moving on to the next segment, we're talking about how to make alone time a regular part of our life, or in your case, your life, right? So now we're gonna, now that we understand the importance of alone time, we're gonna basically kind of just slide into how we're able to incorporate that into our daily routine, right? So our first key point I want to talk about is setting boundaries. This is major. No means no. When you tell someone stop, it means stop. You gotta put that, you gotta put that foot down, right? But you want to carve out regular time, intentional time each day for yourself, whether it's just a few minutes, to be able to have that solitude for yourself. Next is going to be prioritize self-care, right? So use alone time to engage into activities that nourish you, right? Whether it's reading, walking, or simply enjoying the silence. This is something that is going to be beneficial for you because you're prioritizing your personal needs.
503.
Next is going to be consistent. So alone time should not be a non-negotiable part of your routine, just like eating or sleeping, right? Something that's necessary, something that's needed. You got to prioritize that. It got to be something that we take serious in order for us to be able to see the progression. However, when it comes to some research insights from the National Institute of Mental Health in 2023, we found that individuals who schedule regular alone time have 40% higher levels of satisfaction in regards to their life, right? And better mental health overall. So this is significant. This is real. This, statistics showing that there's going to be benefits when you take this thing serious, and we're giving ourselves what we need when we're kind of, getting ourselves into proactive isolation to be able to facilitate our personal needs, right? So overall, we talked about embracing the power of solitude. Alone time isn't just about, being by yourself. It's about, getting in tune with yourself. By solitude, a regular part of, your life, you can improve your mental health, fuel your creativity, and deepen your self-awareness when you're in solitude and making these proactive steps in your life. If you found this video beneficial, throw a thumbs up, share if possible, and stay tuned for more intentional content. Take it easy.